Hey fellas, if you're watching this, I've got some good news and some bad news. The bad news is that the Owl House specials are coming next were indeed delayed, with some reports saying they could be as far as 2023. The good news is, however, I had a backup plan, or several, just for this eventuality. So, for a spooky trip to Disney Plus hole, let's talk about the 2013 animated short Toy Story of Terror. Yeah. So, as a road trip across country, it was also like a stop at some hotel. The toys ended up going missing one by one and had to escape safely before they're sold off online by the motel's manager, Ron, his pet lizard, Mr. Jones. So, yeah. Both in and out of universe, it's a very tongue in cheek, kind of special, sort of like a family friendly horror story, which always kind of fascinates me, especially when they actually a lampshade a lot of the usual tropes and cliches you'd expect to see in stories like this, albeit still be sort of family like car breaking down a remote area, check. A creepy hotel being the only option until the repair comes in the morning. Yup. Having to escape with a ticking clock until sunrise at 6 a.m. so they can get their wheel fixed. Oh, yeah. So, in many ways, it pokes on everything from the classic And Then There Are None to, of all things, Predator, to a point where they have Carl Weathers voicing a combat Carl. I guess if the main Carl was like poking fun at like the Duke or Flint G.I. Joe, then this one and this special is very much like the roadblock or heavy duty of it all. Yeah. On top of Carl, who I just mentioned, and the other toys prizing their vocal roles, I definitely like the supporting cast put together. I mean, especially like in like the physics and Mr. Jones owns the lizard, who ends up being responsible for everyone going missing. That they kept the continuity of the movies, especially given how three guesses who was attempting to buy the toys, especially Woody and Jesse, and the first two don't really count. But what does count is how it definitely manages to be equal parts spooky and still retain the same spirit of the main films. Especially like nice little detail like how of Sid being the one that drives their as the mechanic that ends up fixing their wheel, even getting Eva and Denton back to voice him. Say this. The guy's definitely dedicated to his part. Yeah. So other standouts are the Trinitron, which is something of in between like a Transformer, a Megazord, and even elements of a Mazinger as well. As if just I would not be out of place for here that say a Trinitron heats the coal of the last Sparks. Yeah. And I'll admit it's not a total stretch as to be concerned about one's stuff going missing, especially if in a hotel you're not entirely familiar with. I mean, put some proper context, Pikachu and Gengar definitely managed to make it with me to the move to Nevada, but Coughing here, however, stayed behind and had a journey until I found my own way on eBay, hey, from Montana of all places, so I had to say quite the little journey back to me. Like the tag being missing, that I took it off, and the faint blotches of like the taco and nacho cheese and Burger King sweet and sour sauce. I mean, most people wouldn't notice a detail that minute, but hey, that's you notice things like that sometimes. And speaking of which, the animation as well as the script definitely are very much aware of how spooky yet silly the situation is. So looking for a family friendly thing, but also new thing to show your children this Halloween. This is definitely something I recommend. I also like the whole like the old B movie they're watching in at the start of the special, and how even though as per usual the animation is fantastic, they actually had to deliberately fake some of the effects, like putting like a real bat on strings against chroma key, and a medium was not exactly acquired here because apparently it would have actually taken too much to make it look faker. So yeah, that is definitely very interesting. And whatever happens. Whatever else I end up doing this week, I definitely know that you're gonna get another Andor vlog, and I have some surprises planned for the end of the week. Hey, especially as my backups, there's a lot of them haven't even tapped yet. I also definitely want to have like my look at the thing done since this month, since Halloween, and this year marks 40th anniversary. So there's that. Anyway, that'll be all for now, and I will definitely see you all again soon. Take care, everyone.